day and she said, "Mommy, we had a drill today." And I go, "Oh, active shooter drill? No. Bomb threat? No. Mommy, it was a fire drill." Well, oh, okay. I mean,
nah, facts,
home,
bro.
she had active shooter.
Facts, bro. Hey, she had PTSD, bro. PTSD. I'm thinking the same thing, bro. There's been so many times where we had to get under our desk, bro. During bomb drills, we had to get under our desk. First time you realized America really messed you up. Look, man, this is a compilation of Americans who live abroad now that realize America is not the American dream. So we're about to go ahead and check this out together, man. Y'all new here, hit that sub button. Look, man, I realized that America wasn't the American dream when I pulled up to a South African gas station and they started pumping my gas for me, bro. They started pumping my gas, they wiping my windows, they airing my tires, they asking is my oil good? You know what I'm saying? It's a luxurious life over here. You know what I mean? When I went to the grocery store, the prices of groceries and eggs, I'm like, yeah, America really messed me up, bro. It had me really thinking that I was living my best life. And really, my best life was overseas, bro. Let's check this out.
If you're an American currently living abroad, what is one time that made you realize that America really messed you up?
I have so many of these. So
Okay.
I currently live in London with my now husband. And when we were dating and I would come visit him because we were doing the whole long distance thing, you know, every time I would come, I would lose at least 5 pounds. Without a doubt, it happened every single time. And I truly think it's just because the food over here is required to be better for you. Because I was not watching what I ate. We would eat desserts all the time. We were doing the touristy things.
But was it good though?
A lot. And on top of that, I don't exercise when I'm over here. And I also am not walking around because I use my wheelchair. So yeah, it's literally just because there's better food laws here in the United Kingdom instead of in the United States. So there you go. That's my story.
So we live in Ireland, and our oldest is in senior infants, which is the equivalent of the second half of kindergarten. She did kindergarten back in the States. And she came home from school one day and she said, "Mommy, we had a drill today." And I go, "Oh, active shooter drill? No. Bomb threat? No. Mommy, it was a fire drill." Well, oh, okay. I mean,
nah, facts,
home,
bro.
she had active shooter.
Facts, bro. Hey, she had PTSD, bro. PTSD. I'm thinking the same thing, bro. There's been so many times where we had to get under our desk, bro. During bomb drills, we had to get under our desk. We had tornado drills where we had to go out in the hallway, but I remember the bomb drills, bro. The bomb drills. We had to get under the desk, fam.
Drills every month in kindergarten. We get these phone calls and it'd say, "Oh, in accordance with Florida law, blah, 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 everything's gone back to normal." And I'm just sitting there thinking of my kid hiding in a bathroom with 30 other kindergartners and her poor teacher trying to keep all these kids quiet. I'm like,
or the bathroom,
that's
too.
That's not normal here. That's something we got used to because that's what America is. It's just one big active shooter drill.
Hey y'all, I am an American expat currently living in Kuwait. It is one of the countries in the Middle East region.
Kuwait.
Living here, I had to overcome a lot of trauma from my home country. As you can see, I am black. And being black in America, you're usually followed around stores to make sure you're not stealing. No one offers you help. No one offers you guidance. They just try to make sure you're not stealing because clearly that's what all black people do. Here, people follow you around the stores. However, it's because of the luxury of it all. I mean, they're following you around the stores holding your carts. They're placing things on the shelf. They're helping you get items. They're helping you try on things.
Oh, wow.
And that was one of the traumas I had to overcome living here, that they don't think I'm a criminal. They just want me to be an actual customer.
The hospitality.
So I was in Tallinn, Estonia, and I had like this really bad feeling in my chest. I felt terrible and I thought I was having a panic attack, but I wasn't totally sure. So I went downstairs to the front desk. The hospital called an ambulance. The ambulance came. They did a bunch of tests, gave me some medicine, calmed me down, and did a whole bunch of stuff. It was all done in the ambulance. And then we were done. They gave me some medicine to go, and they were like, "Okay, go rest." And then I was like, "Okay, but what do I owe you? Like, I live in Finland. What do I owe you?" And they were like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, how do I pay for this?" And they were like, "Oh no, this is free." And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, no, this is free. Don't worry."
Wow.
And then I felt
Threw her all the way
really
off,
guilty
y'all.
for everything.
Threw her all the way off.
9 months before I moved to Ireland, I was there on a vacation, and the person I was with, we had a car, and we stayed at a golf resort kind of in the middle of nowhere because it was the off season, so it was actually really affordable. There was a gated front entrance to this golf resort, and there was a small little village on the other side of it. And because we were pretty far back on the property and it was January, so the weather was kind of crappy, we often would drive if we needed to run to the store for anything or to a restaurant. We became friends with the front gate attendant because we were in and out all the time. So one day we're driving to go to dinner, and I had asked him, hey, what's the legal limit for like drinking and driving here? I wasn't planning to do anything stupid, but I'm also a public health major, and knowing that Ireland is known for its drinking culture, I was curious, so I thought I'd ask. The guy looked at me completely dumbfounded. He's like, what? So I clarified the amount of alcohol you can have in your system and still legally drive.
Yeah.
And he says, none?
So my mother was a registered nurse. She was working at 2 separate hospitals. Both of those positions were full-time. She was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. She had 3 children and had to work those 2 full-time jobs for several years because she needed the health benefits because she couldn't afford her chemotherapy. So while she was going through chemo, radiation, all kinds of other treatments, because her cancer was pretty advanced and there were still some clinical trials for things. So while she's going through all of that, she still had to work about 72 hours each week. We moved to Canada shortly after she passed away, and after my father was left with over $50,000 of medical bills, and moved to Canada. Everything's free. Healthcare.
Everything's free.
Just free. They just
That's crazy,
give it to
y'all.
you to live.
Okay, so I live in
They
England
actually
now,
want you
but
to
I do
live
this
in
thing
Canada,
where
bro.
Every time I enter a
Insane.
building, I analyze okay, if someone comes in with a gun, where can I hide? Where can I run? What are my emergency exits? What are my chances of getting shot? So I think, okay, if he enters through this door, I'm probably gonna get shot. If he enters through that door, I probably won't get shot because of the angle, and I try to work it out all in my head. And so one time I was on a date with this guy and we were at a bar, and I was kind of looking around okay, maybe I can hide here, maybe I can hide here, just kind of analyzing the area. And he's like, why are you looking around? You look crazy, you're drawing attention to us, what the hell is wrong with you, kinda? And I was gonna say, oh, I'm just looking for an emergency exit or place to hide in case someone comes in with a gun. And then I realized
my man's
gun crime isn't really a
traumatized.
thing here.
Hey, he's traumatized.
So
bro.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, such a great question. I have so many. The one that sticks out of my mind right now is the first time I celebrated the 4th of July, and the Kiwis were like, oh, happy 4th of July. And I'm like, yeah, suckers. We broke away from the Queen a long time ago, and we have freedom and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, hold on. What freedoms don't we have? And why is it bad that other countries work together to protect each other and help each other? And America's always talking about freedom, and what freedoms do you have that we don't have? And I was like, hold up.
That's true,
All
bro.
this rhetoric.
Growing up, all you hear about is how free the U.S. is, bro. It had you thinking that every other country is just on lockdown, there's super strict rules and things like that. Bro, as soon as I left the U.S., bro, as soon as I touched down in South Africa, bro, a weight went off my shoulders, bro. I felt like I wasn't being over. I don't know what you that. The cloud went away, bro. You know what I'm saying? I actually felt like I actually got freedom. I was able to make my own choices in life. You feel me?
That I was told my whole life, the land of the free, we need to fight for our freedom, and it's such a value in the American society.
Yeah, it is.
And when you think about how many countries are just as free, where does this freedom value come from?
Home of the free, land of the
It
brave.
came back from the Revolutionary War, but hello, there's a lot of countries that are free. It was eye-opening.
Crazy,
so
y'all.
I'm an American who's currently living in Canada, and in 2019, I was working on a film set, and we were breaking for lunch, and I promise this isn't a joke setup, but it was an American, a Canadian, a New Zealander, and an Australian were all waiting and having lunch together, and a truck backfires. Thinking it was a gunshot, I immediately hop underneath the table and am looking around before I realize what it was. And as I slowly get up, everybody's like, what? Why is she? And the Australian goes,
You're American.
you're an American. That's right.
Hey, I don't blame her, bruh.
Yeah.
So in about 2012, 2013, I lived in the Netherlands and I was learning Dutch. So when I watched the news with the Dutch subtitles, my host mom would explain to me what was going on. And I saw this priest and apparently he had been stabbed. And I'm like, oh, why is he on the news? He's been stabbed, but he's still alive. And she was talking about, like, you know, how it was a big thing because priests don't typically get stabbed, blah, blah, blah. But I'm still wondering, like, what's the big deal? And then she's like, well, Sarah, you're from America, you have guns. And I'm like, well, yeah, we have guns. And she's like, well, over here we don't have guns. So this is big news because this guy was stabbed. And I'm still sitting there like he's still alive. And that's when I realized we're a bit up. Because I was questioning why a priest being stabbed was news.
If he was dead, how would he be on the news?
I wasn't drunk at the time, but good point.
Okay, so I came up to Ontario a few years ago for school after already getting my bachelor's in the States.
Bro, I swear the
And me and
U.S.
my
doesn't.
office-
Hey, we don't value life, bro. We don't value a life enough, bro. We're just used to people getting shot and killed and things like that, bro. We do not value life. It's sad, really. It's really sad.
We're sitting there going through our bills because they had just come out and our research fellowships are being applied. And I was like, oh, look, like, wow, this is like really cheap. And she looks at me and she's like, what are you talking about? Especially yours. Yours is like several grand more than mine just because you're international. I was so used to paying so much for university in the States that I thought Canadian tuition was cheap.
Bruh. Facts.
When really it's not.
Facts, bro. I seen the tuition costs for like SA schools, bro. Compared to the US, oh my gosh, bro. Like, we are playing, hey, facts, bro. Fact. I had the same, like, yes. Yes.
So, yeah. Thanks, America.
Okay, so I've got this one. So I went to South India in 2013 for a school trip, and we all ate at a restaurant, and most of us got food poisoning and ended up getting really, really sick, couldn't keep anything down, vomiting, diarrhea, the whole works. There were two of us, me and another kid, that were really not doing hot. We were getting really dehydrated, and so they ended up sending us to a hospital. We took a tuk-tuk and went to the emergency room. I ended up getting 2 IV bags and spending a few hours there. And at the end, when they told me how much it was going to be when I left, they told me $9. Being an American, I was like, hold up. Did he mean 900? 9,000?
Yeah.
Right? No. $9.
$9.
$9 for medication, IV, emergency, everything.
What? Hey, bruh. Nah, this is crazy. We're definitely going to check out more of these, y'all. There's a whole lot of these we're going to check out. This one was part 5. You want more of these, let me know in the comment section below. Comment down below like if you've lived abroad, some experiences that you had as an American that, hey, America lied to you about. You feel me? Hope you guys enjoy my ass. Come there. Just smash the like, sub channel. Stay much for y'all.